Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here to the BJCC Youth Minyan, third floor, the place to be. Today the topic is, it's all about the shekel. What mean it's all about the shekel? Dr. Daniel, not only that shekel is the strongest money right now, you know, the dollar is crashing, the euro is crashing, the sterling is crashing. If you realize, unreal, all the money in the world is crashing except the shekel. The shekel is going up and up, ballistic. The dollar crashed down in the last 1 month, something that never happened in the last of 28 years. In 1 month, the dollar lost value of 28 years. The sterling right now, England money, crashing. Euro is crashing long time ago. So I'm not here to talk about money and how important is the shekel. I will just tell you a few tips and advice that we can study from the shekel. The first one is the importance of giving charity. You know, one of the reasons that we give in shekalim, machatzit shekel, one of the reasons that we give in tzedakah, in general, any money, but when we give in tzedakah, Uriel, our sages said, tzedakah tatzil mimavet. The Khatam Sofer writes, if you're thinking that Haman HaRasha, Imach Shimon V'Shem Zichor Emmanuel, was a foolish human being, Haman HaRasha gave 10,000 shekel. If you make calculation, it was correspond to the 600,000 Jews. He made calculation, every Jew cost 50 shekel. You made calculation times 600, came into 10,000 kikar lechem. 30 million shekel is 10,000 loaf of silver. Avi, do you know any goy, especially Persian, that is so generous to give 30 million shekel? I mean, in that time it was unlimited money for gifts. Listen to what the Khatam Sofer writes. Haman HaRasha studied from another enemies of the Jews, Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar got advice from the prophet. As long that you're going to give tzedakah to the poor men, God will never touch you. Even a human being that killed so many Jews, even a human being that destroyed Bet HaMikdash, being protected because of what? Tzedakah. Giving charity on a daily basis. When you're going in to visit in a hospital, don't come with flowers. Tell the person that is sick, as long that you give in charity on a daily basis, Malach HaMavet, the angel of death, cannot touch you. Give as much charity that you can do. Haman HaRasha said, listen, I study from Nebuchadnezzar, I have to give charity. Because of that, what we did? We gave money before he gave, in order to cancel his charity. Machzit shekel, Parashat Shekalim, is always before Purim. Why before Purim? That we're going to give money first. You're coming in. You remember the story with Bilam HaRasha, one of the worst prophets? Avi, what did the pasuk said? Vayashkem Bilam baboker. Bilam wake up in the morning, and God came to him and said, loser, you wake up in the morning. Avraham Avinu already wake up much before. Avraham Avinu was waking up much before. He woke up much before you woke up. You see, we gave money before of him. Tzedakah tatzil mimavet. I wish that I had here, I was looking for it. But if you remember, the word machatzit shekel. Why machatzit? Why half? How do you write machatzit in Hebrew? How do you write it? Mem, Chet, Yud, Tzadik, Taf, right? Listen to this. Tzadik, machatzit, right? Mem, Chet, Tzadik, Yud, Taf, נכון? Tzadik is in the middle. Which two letters is close to the Tzadik? Chet and Yud. Dr. Daniel, Chet and Yud stand for Chai. Which two letters is far away from the Tzadik? Mem and Taf. Mem and Taf is Met. when you give in tzedakah, tzaddik tzedakah, tzedakah tatzil mimavet. Nothing is greater for our life. Nothing is more secure from having charity. My brother today, when I spoke with him, he said, the second advice that I'm going to give you, tzedakah, the first advice is to be saved from any obstacle. COVID-19, COVID-18, COVID-20, COVID-21, any sickness. Liron, you want to be saved, what do you have to do? Tzedakah. By the way, just kal vachomer. Moshe, if tzedakah saving from dead, how much more so tzedakah will bring you the shidduch much closer? Because that is the highest punishment, the highest level. If tzedakah save you from the worst, how much more so? So if a person wants to get his shidduch fast, you have to give tzedakah. I will prove it to you in a second why. But just before, Emmanuel, my brother, said, tzedakah is not only saving from being dead or life. Tzedakah is the cost of משנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה. How exactly a person can be happy? What do you have to do to be happy? What do you have to do? So in Shabbat we spoke that happiness is all in mind. How do we said? משנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה. If you mix the leather, scramble the leather, בשמחה is the same leather of במחשבה. It all depends on your mind. If you decide to be happy, you're going to be happy. If you decide to be sad, you can have a mansion, you can have a beautiful car, a beautiful watch, and you're going to be miserable. This is not the watch that makes you happy. This is not the house that makes you happy. It's what you decide to see in this moment. You can go out on a date and the date is beautiful, and you can go out to the same date and see only negativity. This is what we explain in Friday. But my brother said, no. Much greater. Ismach zevulun betzeetecha. Zevulun, be happy when you're going out. You know what I mean when you're going out? Not when you're going out. Behotzatecha, with the money that you give away. When you give money away, money brings happiness when you give it away. People think in the world, think in Israel, what? The more that I have in the bank, the more I'm going to be happy. The sages is teaching us just opposite. The more that you give, the more that you receive. The secret of money, you know why Zevulun, one of the 12 tribes, was happy? Because he gave unlimited money to his brother to support them in the yeshiva. Ismach Zevulun. Zevulun was happy. Why? He took money away. So I asked my brother, what's the connection? What's the connection? And my brother said, very simple. When you take physically and make it spirituality, you feel happy. When you take something physically, temptation, the worst temptation more or less is money, and you bring it to Kedusha. When Yaakov Avinu went to dream, you remember the story with the dream of Yaakov? What did the Pasuk said? Ve'ine sulam, right? Which word? Sulam. What is sulam? Sulam is what? Ladder, right? Now, when Yaakov Avinu saw ladder, that is going all the way to the sky, right? An angel is going down. Why ladder dafka? They have another word, stairs. Madregot. Why sulam? Listen to the explanation. Sulam is how much a numerical number? Samech, Vav, Lamed, Mem. You know how much is that? 136. Sulam coming to 100 and... You know how much is the letter Mammon? Cash. Mammon is Mem, Vav, Nun. Shlomi, how much is Mammon? 136. Yaakov Avinu saw that when you give charity, when you take money and you elevate it, you achieve happiness. Ki en simcha כמשמח לב יתומים ואלמנות. The Rambam writes, you want to achieve happiness before you eat. Make sure somebody else eats. Before you sleep, make sure somebody else will have a place to sleep. Before you had food for Shabbat, make sure to go for chicken for Shabbos, all the beautiful organizations that exist, and go yourself or make donation. Before you spread Mesibat Purim, Megillah, Mikra Megillah, everything is nice. But you know which mitzvah is the most important in Purim? Matanot la'evyonim. Not Mishloach Manot. Mishloach Manot usually is a very selfish mitzvah. What is Mishloach Manot? What do we do? Not what the right things. Mishloach Manot meaning a business opportunity for anyone that did good in my life to give them appreciation. And maybe if later on I'm going to need them, I will give them now. I'm building a relationship. Anyone that's, a gift. Like my neighbor just right now gave me a gift. He's not a Jew. He came to me, I said, hello, Mr. Richard, and his wife, I believe her name is Claudia. I said, hello. He was so excited that I remember his name. A nice guy, thank God. 3 months, and Baruch Hashem is quiet. He's so pleasant. He came right away and gave me a gift. Usually between one neighbor, we give gifts. We build a relationship. You know which mitzvah create happiness in Purim? When you make sure that everybody will have food to eat and clothes to wear and a place to be in Purim. This is a mitzvah. The mitzvah to care for someone else. To take item that is physical. To take item that is physical and to give it away. So the first 2 messages of Machzit Shekel is to remember that first of all, when you give tzedakah, you save your life. You guarantee to live until 120. Met or chai depends on the tzaddik. To be dead or alive depends on the tzedakah. You're close to tzedakah. Don't think that you're giving, you're receiving much more. If you know how many accidents you just got saved. One of our community members, this week, he drove reverse. He went reverse. And one of the most busy streets in Queens Boulevard. The most dangerous street in America, It was not Queens Boulevard, it was next. And thank God, I saw the clips. He had the camera outside. Emmanuel, frightened. God saved him. Children in the back. And he went reverse, and the guy that came in, the car smashing completely. The car is at total loss. Nothing happened, not to the children, And he asked me, Rabbi, what exactly I did? Actually, I told him much before he asked me. I said, because you had guests in your house. Tzedakah tatzil mimavet. Every time you give in charity, you have to tell the poor person thank you. Thank you for receiving and getting this money. Give and give, because giving is receiving. Second advice I told you, charity leads to happiness. Yosef, if a person wants to be happy, getting married is amazing and incredible. But you know what brings marriage? Do you know what brings happiness? Giving charity. Taking physically items, money, something that can be so bad, something that can ruin and can make so much jealousy and hate among families. How many families we know that do not speak with each other? Brothers and sisters that split out and nobody wants to talk. Why? Because of money. Money is a very dangerous item, but in the same times, when you take these dangerous items in your hand and you give it charity, you elevate it to become a tool of God, a tool of blessing, unlimited. And what's the payment? What's the payment? The payment is happiness. Do you know why? What's the connection? Ladies, do you know what's the connection between giving charity to happiness? I was thinking today, what's the connection between giving charity to happiness? Rachel, do you have any connection why when I give charity? A simple explanation is, when I see somebody happy, because of me, I feel, again, selfishness. No, it's not because of that. I will tell you why. You know what ruins our happiness? What ruins our happiness? A child came to the world with a smile in his face. That you realize the children is always happy? That you realize that? They're always happy? What exactly happened in our life? Do you remember this moment that you stopped being happy? Shlomi, what exactly happened? I mean, especially you. You look like a child that was balagan. Always smiling. Shesh. What exactly happened in our life that today we're not so happy like we used to be? Mr. Baruch, what exactly happened? What we miss in our life? I mean, we still have parents. Do you know what? Chase after money. A minute that we start to chase after salary. You see, Miron always happy. You know why? Miron have nothing to chase. You know, Miron, I'm not going to say so much, but Baruch Hashem is helping me in individual ways. Dr. Albert, Miron is helping me in individual ways. He's taking my children every day to the yeshiva. Me'at mishivcho, a little. He's a very unique guy. And you know, I have to pay him. And you know how long it takes me to pay him? Like 3 weeks I have to chase. Please, Miron, come and take money. Please, please. I'm begging him to take money. Because of that, he's happy. He doesn't have that drive and chasing and mirdaf achar mamun. When you give the money away, meaning you're killing that money hunger, after, how do you call it, that chase after money. When you take it away, the reward is happiness. What kills happiness? When we chase after money. All day long, how much this guy have, what's the bank account, how much money he's making, this guy. All day long we're talking about money and money and money and money. And you know what's funny? Do you remember Israel when you left and you decided to make $100,000 a year? And you said, God, if you're going to give me, I will be happy. What exactly happened when you got to 100,000? That you achieve happiness? No. You know why? Because now you want 200. This is nature of life. Ask everyone that dealing with dentists. If I have one office, I will be happy. When they had one office, let's have another 3, another 4. Nothing bad. But this is the nature. The nature of a human being, right, Shlomo? Nature of a human being is always to want more. But what's the price for it? Happiness is gone. Because Ezu Ashir, Asameach Bechilko. A rich man is a man that can be happy in what you have. So when you're chasing after money, you're not happy in what you have. How do you fix it? By giving money to charity. Simple, huh? Avi, simple, no? From tomorrow, everybody's giving. I want to be happy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Hashem Melech. מי שנכנס אדר, מרבין בשמחה. Amigin, מי שנכנס, how do you achieve happiness? What do you have to do? Give charity. Give charity. Remind yourself that this money is not yours. It's the Almighty God. You know when it's difficult to give charity? When you believe that the money is yours. But if you know that the money is not yours, but it's so difficult to give. It's so easy, so easy. It's not mine, I'm only holding it. When people ask me, Rabbi, it's not difficult for you to give charity? I said, no. So what's the secret? I said, there's no secret. The money is not mine in the first place. The money is not mine. I'm only a delivery boy. Today I was driving with my wife, and we're trying to help a person that he got me very offended, I don't know, whatever. We had something to do. My wife told me, why are you helping him? He had lack of appreciation, lack of this. I said, Shlomit, do you know when exactly we're losing it? And she agreed with me for every word. When you're thinking that you're doing something to someone, you're losing it. Then you're taking the credit that doesn't belong to you. I never help no one. My name is Rabbi Vaknin, and I have to tell you, I never helped no one. I never did any shalom bayit to no one. And I never changed the life of no one. It's the Almighty God. And I was only the messenger of God to do it. Now, I asked my wife, listen to the example, Dr. Albert, you're going to love it. UPS deliver you a message, a package. Now, a nice guy like Avi will say, good morning, thank you very much, wow, perhaps. You know, American boy, nice and sincere. Israeli guy, he takes the package, he doesn't see the guy, you know. Thank you, what thank you? You're doing your job. Tell me, UPS supposed to get offended? Why you didn't tell him good morning? Why you didn't tell him thank you? Why not? Because he's only a messenger. He's getting paid for it. I said, Shlomit, God paid us so much. God made miracles, so many miracles in our life. Why do we have to get offended? We get paid for all the good things that we did. God doesn't owe us nothing. We are only messengers. A messenger doesn't get upset. You know when you get upset? How many times we get offended? Rabbi, you know what I did to this guy? And now he's like this, and he doesn't have appreciation. Ah, you did it? Or God did it? You're mistaken. You're losing yourself in the process. We don't do nothing. Hashem Yitbarach is the one that's doing everything. We are only messengers. And a messenger never gets offended. If you're nice to me, it's nice. And if you're not nice to me, it's also nice. I have to do my job. And my job to try to find shidduch to any person, because this is what God made me to be a shaliach. My job is to do shalom bayit because this is what God put me to do. That's it. I'm doing my job. And my job is to be a messenger of the Almighty God. Giving charity is giving happiness. But it's another things. Very nice, very nice. It's amazing and incredible questions. The only way to give charity is with money? No. But money is one of the most difficult things. Yes, you can give charity with advice, much greater for many money. Advice, hiring a person for a job is the highest level of charity. Giving a job to someone is the highest level. You can give charity by going in and giving your time. Giving you time, you know, people is going in to chickens for Shabbos. I know many guys from our community, Wednesday night and Thursday night, they're driving all over the community to give food. It's not their food, they didn't pay for it. They're just making delivery, and they're doing incredible and amazing level of charity. Charity is anything. Charity can be a good word or positive janganozi. When you're talking about someone in a positive way, this is considered to be a charity. Charity can have many forms, but the most difficult one is to give money. Because in a way, when you give money, you feel that the money belongs to you. How difficult it is to give. I will conclude with these two messages, and a short one as well. So the first one is, we said that money saves us from, money guarantees us to have a long life. The second one is, when you give charity, you achieve and get in, what's the benefits? Happiness. Happiness, simcha. Might be that this is the secret, that God blessed me with so much happiness. I love giving. I have no issue. When you give, you receive what you receive. The greatest gift. And the greatest gift is not necessarily only money. The greatest gift is happiness. Israel is to wake up in the morning with a smile and to go to sleep with a smile. Is any better gift from this? Is any better gift? Is any better gift from being happy in life? The greatest gift, right? Giving charity guarantee happiness. Another one. In Shabbat we spoke, and I'm going to add another one and I'm going to conclude. In Shabbat we spoke, why machatzit a shekel? Why machatzit? If you already give $1. The Torah command all the Jews before Purim to give half. Why half? Emmanuel, why half? Why not complete? Kama El Sheikh HaKadosh writes to teach all of us a message. And the message is, שאדם לא מושלם עד שהוא מתחבר עם חברו. David, you can go into island, Bura Bura Cancun, Gehenna, and take with you Gemara, Midrash, Halacha, and sit over there for 10 years and study Torah. You keep your eyes, because no one to see over there. You keep your ears, no one to talk, nobody to speak Lashon Hara. You study all day long Torah, no internet, no receptions, and you still do not consider to be complete. You're only half. You know when you become complete? Only when you take another Jew with you. A Jew alone will never be complete. And this is what Chazal said. Anyone that is not married is not complete. You see, among the Goyim, especially Christianity, to get married is a downside. Is a deficiency. You know, a bishop doesn't get married. Getting married meaning admit that you have a physical needs, that you have animal needs, and you fulfill them. According to Judaism, if you're not married, you cannot be the Kohen Gadol. You cannot be Lavdil ben Atamel ben Ataor. You cannot be a bishop. You cannot be the highest priest. Again, Lavdil, Lavdil. You cannot be. Why? Because if you're not married, you only have. You don't have anyone else that you carry. You want to be complete? You want to be perfect? Because of that, when Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Dr. Daniel, went into the cave, I was always bothered. Why did he took his own son with him? Now everybody said, because of education. But according to us, here at the BJCC, at Minyan Torah floor, it's not because of education only. Because Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai knew that to be in a cage alone, and not teaching, and not giving someone else, and not caring for someone else, you are half a human being. You cannot be complete when you're going out to a restaurant and you eat alone. You're going out to a restaurant, Shlomi, you call in the rabbi, 2 days ago he called me, Rabbi, you come with us. I thank God I didn't answer the phone, so he took somebody else, but you know, I told him, next time call twice. Why didn't you call me twice, Baruch Hashem. You go into a restaurant, you take someone else. You're going to look for a job, you're taking somebody with you. You have a shidduch, you're caring for someone else. You're always Israel carrying machzit a shekel. You're only half a shekel. To be a complete shekel, to be a complete Jew, Al-Sheikh HaKadosh write beautiful. You have to care for someone else. I teach myself from a young age. Until now, 20 years of marriage, every time I'm going to make tea, I make another tea to my wife. And my wife teas before. It's so obvious that I'm doing it automatically. I make breakfast, my wife is first. No matter what, in the yeshiva, I'm going out. So many times here, you see me in Shabbat morning, I'm giving, and I know some people like Dr. Albert doesn't like it, Rabbi is no respect, somebody else can do it. I teach myself from a young age when I was in the yeshiva. Anyway, it costs the same time. You take 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch. What's the big deal? The food is there. What do you care to care for another? He makes you a perfect avi, perfect human being. You know when the Kohen is perfect? When he's married. Only when you marry, when you worry about someone else 24/7. It's easy to be your friends 1 hour in the class, and then I'm going to see you Chudachat tomorrow. Right, Avi? But when you are married, you have someone that you see 24/7. And Avi, you have to worry about someone, even though that they're from the Eliyahu family, good family to have. But still you have to worry about someone 24/7. And someone will send you text messages 24/7, 24/6. Thank God Shabbat. Smiley face, yellow face, red face, balagan. Why you not coming? Why you late? Which shiur Torah? Can I call the rabbi to know that you went into the shiur? Which friends? All this nonsense. And still, this is the meaning to be complete. To worry and to care for someone else 24/7. Dr. Machzit shekel. The only time that you become complete, Dr. Daniel, and you're a great man, no offense, is only when you got married with Vicky. That's it. Now you become complete. And then, Dr. Daniel, now you can say that's it. Not when you become a doctor and you have your partner, Dr. Albert. It's all nice.
At the right time.
At the Dr. Albert have to be so right and so precisely and so organized in his mind. You know, I mean, university. Okay, at the right time, perhaps. Just perhaps for the, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Yosef, to be complete is when you worry for something else, someone else. 2 Jews make 1 shekel. 2 Jews, and no matter which Jew, Moshe Rabbeinu and another simple Jew together, 1 shekel. But to be lonely, even in the righteous, how did I say it in Shabbat? When they asked the Chazon Ish, what is mean to be complete? He said, living 120 years without holding anyone else, included your wife. Living 120 years and not embarrass no one next to you. Emmanuel, how many of us can say? David, how many of us can say? When we getting upset and mad, that we never embarrass, we never say something that we're not supposed to our dear friends. Complete meaning be sincere to the people around you. Last but not least, with this I'm going to conclude. Machzit Shekel. Machzit Shekel, the last message is, we gave so much, so far 3 messages. Machzit is only half. To remind you that to be complete, Rachel, you need what? Your husband very soon. Be'ezrat Hashem, in the Shidduch, in the Yerusin, in the Nisuim, Be'ezrat Hashem. You're going to become complete this year. And Megan, and then Hannah, and Tera. And all of you, Be'ezrat Hashem, are going to hear Besorot Tovot, Be'ezrat Hashem. Emmanuel in his right times. And Moishele Be'ezrat Hashem, Moishele, Avi, Israel Be'ezrat Hashem, Avi Israel, שנשמע כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן ושלומי בעזרת השם, השנה כפרה, being complete, I'm blessing all of you to be complete. But I will end. And listen to this one. Why מחצית השקל? Why חצי? Why חצי? So I'm going to tell you, in order to know that, I'm going to ask you, what exactly they used to do with מחצית השקל? Avi, do you know what they used to do? What exactly they used to do with מחצית השקל? Every Jew used to give half a shekel. Today, even more. A woman, men, children, a woman that's pregnant, everyone give half a coin. What exactly they used to do in the half a coin? They used to give it where? Bet HaMikdash. And what did they used to do in Bet HaMikdash? What exactly they used to do with this money? Yes, but they used to use it for what? Mainly 2 items. The first one is? Almost. Who said? Korban. Beautiful. The daily korban. You remember we have 2 korbans at the keves echad, one in the morning, shacharit ve'mincha. Shacharit, the daily sacrifice. Every morning they used to give sacrifice, and every afternoon. We pray 2 prayers every day. A morning prayer and afternoon. Shacharit ve'mincha. Why? To mention and to remind. So they used to pay the daily korban with this money. The second thing that they used to do with this money is what? Do you know what's the answer? They used to buy the bracket. Adanim. You know what's Adanim? When you put, now I become expert in renovation. When you put wood, how did the wood hold in themselves? We put bracket in the bottom, right? That bracket connect to another bracket, and this what keep, like sukkah. When is the last time that you buy? I forgot, you're American. Who built sukkah? You are so rich and so familiar, thank God. You buy ready-made sukkah, and you bring another one to connect this easy sukkah, and you don't do it. You bring another one, a guy to help you. We are Israelis, we build sukkah. We're going in, we chop the wood, we build it with a hammer and this. Israelis, real. We sweat for our mitzvot. When you build sukkah, how do you hold the sukkah? We put bracket in the bottom. They call it in the word of Torah, Adanim. Adanim is what hold. Now I understand the korbanot. Why they spend half a shekel to buy the bracket? Buy the wood I understand. The pillar, how do you call it a pillar? I understand. Why you pay for the bracket? You know what symbolizes the bracket? I will tell you what. How many mitzvot we have in the Torah? 613. How many positive? 248. You know how many times God told Moshe Rabbeinu to build the Mishkan? To do in the Mishkan, the tabernacle? 248 times God used the word to do. Why? The Mishkan symbolizes the 248. Which mitzvah is the bracket? Emunah. Because the bracket is what holds everything. Faith is the foundation of everything. How do you know? When the debate, how many mitzvot we had, it was one prophet in our history, his name is Habakkuk, and said, if you ask which mitzvah is the most important, which mitzvah is the foundation of all, which mitzvah is the pillar of the whole Torah? Emunah. שנאמר, וצדיק באמונתו יחיה. If all what you have in life, maybe you don't keep Shabbat, maybe you don't keep kashrut, maybe you don't keep anything, but you have a faith in God, you are in the right directions. God will overview, and God will make sure you're going to come back in Teshuvah. Because the most important things, what need to be alive is to have emunah. But the question is, how can I get emunah? I have so many questions on God. How many of us in this room can say that we never had any questions against? How many of us went out on a date and the date was not working and we came with questions, God, why? Why not? How many of us went into business deals and, I know people here in this room, they put money in bitcoins when Bitcoin was 18,000. You remember 3 months ago when it was crashing down and coming into almost 4,000 or 5,000? You remember? And they claim, Rabbi, I have a bet mazal. Now Bitcoin is 48. And they're asking, Rabbi, why? Why I didn't know about it? Why when I put 20, it went down? When I put 3, it went down. When I didn't put, it went up. Why? Why every time I'm going into a business deal, I feel that the mazal is against me? What exactly is wrong? I'm coming to synagogues and instead of saying amazing and thank you, I'm getting ticket outside. I came out after Shacharit and I got tickets. I don't understand, Rabbi. I'm keeping Shabbat, keeping Shmirat Negiah and there's no Shidduchim. Why? Why bad things happen to good people? Questions and faith. All of us from time to time have some questions that can shake all our life. What's the answer to all of it? What's the answer to all of it? Come the Chafetz Chaim said in beautiful ways, Emmanuel, was once a young boy that went in to visit his Bobo. You know Bobo? His grandfather. He came into grandfather's, but he came from New York. He went into a small village in Russia. New York, who saw, that you ever saw how they made bread? Who cares? The bread is ready, life is amazing, right? But in the small villages of Russia, small towns, they're still going outside. And they take the seeds, right? The barley, the wheat, and they're going, and the guy see his grandfather with the wheat. And he's going in and he tells his grandson, go to the wheat and throw it to the floor. He said, Saba, you're not normal. Why do you take in good wheat and you throw it into the floors? What are you doing? Why you ruin it? And look, later on, what did they realize? 3 months later, was a field of wheat. Bunches. And he was smiling. And then he sees his father taking a knife and start to rip it. He said, why are you ripping it? 1 week later, he saw that he had so many small wheats. And then what the grandfather did is ground it. He said, why you grind out? Why you ruin it? And then he saw flowers. You know many times during the process he had questions against. But you know what's the problem to this boy? He was never willing to wait to the end of the story. He had so many questions in between. If he was sitting down quietly and wait from the beginning until the end, there was no questions. Then the picture was so clear. This boy that went into a hospital The first time you see Bet Cholim. What's his Bet Cholim? The guy is a young boy, 7 years old. He's walking in. He asked the guard, what is this? He said, this is a hospital. What's mean hospital? What are they doing here? He said, listen, there are many sick people here. He said, can I go in? He said, yes, one condition. You cannot go to the basement. The basement you cannot go. He said, okay. But you know, when they tell you not to go, what do you do? The first thing you go do, Tafka, verkeerd, in purpose. The first thing, he went to the building, went to the bar. What did he see in the basement? He opened the door by mistake. It was a surgery moment. He see 3 people, like Dr. Albert, Dr. Daniel, with the face, with the knife. The guy is like this. They cut in his head, and they make brain surgery. And this child is looking. Murders! Murders! Retzach! They killing the guy, he's going outside. He's screaming to the guard. I see 3 people killing. The guard is opening the weapons and he's running, Tanatan. He's running downstairs. He see the guy, he's about to shoot. He opened, what did he see? He's looking at the baby, at the child, and he told them, I told you not to go downstairs. This is a surgery rooms. They saving his life. But he's a child. He doesn't see the end of the surgery. He doesn't see the end of the pictures. He sees only the middle. Do you know why Machzit Shekel every Jew have to give? Do you know why only half? Because we see only half of the story. In order to get faith, in order to buy the bracket symbolizes emunah. Wait until the end. God exists, and God will be. God have no time limits. He can see from the back. He can see the whole stories. When you see the whole stories, every day that was not working, later on when you get married with the right wife, with the right husband, you say, thank God that the date was not working. Do you see? The last week or 2, me and my wife driving, and we saw maybe 10 different houses Israel that was in the market that we almost bought. We gave offer in 10 different houses. And 10 different houses fell down. One of them was our community member, and I begged for him to pay $1.5 million. I'm begging. The guy said no. And I'm coming to my wife. I don't understand. Why not? My wife always told me, God will give us the best house and the best price. We got double the size house in a much better location, and we saved $450,000. Tell me, now when I'm driving next to this house, I say, thank God, it was that good. Thank God he told me no. Thank God, thank God. Baruch Hashem, he told me no. Imagine if he told me no. Yes, I was stuck with another $500,000 loans from people. Thank God. Machzit Shekel to remind you that you see only half of the story. When you see the whole story, David, life just perfect. Thank you very much.